Second. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, actually, let me change this stunk over here. Let me change this stunk. Let's take a look at. Yes. All right. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure we are live. Are we live? Are we live? Let me see. 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 Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay. Well, that's the glitch. Yeah. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right, let's make sure we are live. Let's make sure we are live. Audio's working. All right. Audio's working. All right, all right, all right. All right, let's make sure we're live on the X. Are we live on the X? Let's check and see. All right. Yes, we are live on the X. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are we live on the Twitch? Let's see if we're live on the Twitch. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Bobo Beef says, howdy. Howdy, Bobo. How you doing?
What's up, Bobo?
How you doing, Bobo? Hope you're taking care of yourself and hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. I had a wonderful weekend. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. All right. All right. Hi, Robo. Good morning. Good morning.
Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh.
Hello, hello. All right. Just getting everything all set up here. Getting everything all set up. Let's get a share party going on while I get everything all set up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going on. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Let's see what we got going on so far. What do we got going on? Marty, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Just getting everything all set up. All set up. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just getting ourselves all set up for the day. All set up. Boom, right there. Get this over here. Real deal. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's get this over here. All right. Just getting all the announcements out, ladies and gentlemen. Just getting all the announcements out. All right. There we go. There we are. Bop right there. Bop right there. There we go. All right. All right, all right, all right. There we go. Alex Martinez, hello.
Monday.
He says, happy Money Monday. Let's get this paper. Yes, sir. Let's get this paper, Alex. And make some money. The papel. The papel. The dinero. See, all right. Let's get everything all ready to go, brother. Let's get this papel. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, brother. Man. Let's get this over here. Let me just share this over here on the YouTubes. Yes, sir. Share it on the Twitter. Boom. Take a look at that. All right. All right. Good. We got it all shared up and ready to go. All right. Let's get this intro started. All right. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, a.k.a. the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go to RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Other times she likes to go into the stock market and find them ABCDs. Other times she likes to steal my low mean. And other times she goes into the stock market and she finds all sorts of wonderful stocks like AIOX, ACLX, EZRA, and VHUB. We call her DBM Moms. Hey, come on, a little more oomph. Come on. Hold on, let me try that again.
That's it.
DBL Moms!
Hey!
All right, there we go. There we go. That's the one. No, that was not the same hey. Before it was hey.
No, it was not hey.
That was hey.
Put it in the chat if you thought it was regular hay. I mean, really, no.
What you think, chat? What you think, chat?
There ain't no regular hay there.
That hay needed a bit of coffee.
Yeah.
A little bit of spice. A little bit of spice. I could try it. I could try it. I could try it. Watch me. Watch me try it.
You ain't gonna get it as high. Not even
close.
Hey!
Ooh, that's sharp.
That's
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's sharp.
Yeah.
That's not even normal. No. Yeah, exactly.
Owie.
Exactly.
Hey, it was better than yours. So silence. All right. Yes, good. But I didn't even know my voice could go that high. Ow. Anyways, I almost died. Anyway, I almost saw God with one hay. All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this intro started. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. But before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, do your thing there. Do your thing. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. You can find us on our YouTube channel where we do lots of videos, live streams, and shorts at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. You could also find us on our X.com, aka Twitter, at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streams and stock reviews and stock analysis there. You can find us on our Twitch, where we do lots of live streams at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. And you can find us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. And you can find us on our TikTok, tiki-taki, a.k.a. the Tac. The Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. at DBLNICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So yeah, that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. So without further ado, let's get into it with a couple of stonks here. So we did call a couple of stonks here, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check out the $9.99 for the 4-day trial for the real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We're just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, ladies and gentlemen. The moolah, the loot's the cash, the big bucks, I tell you. All right, we called AI. Is that AIDX or AIOX?
AIDX.
All right, yes, I have to decipher her handwriting. AIDX, we called AIDX earlier in the morning at 129%. Called the stock prior to its run up 129%. On our private Discord. All right, check it out here. Yes, sir. But yes, we called AIDX on our private Discord prior to its run up 129%. 129%. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's get it. Boom, right there. AIDX. We called ACLX ACLX. All right, which ran up a nice 78%. 78%. And we called EZRA, which ran up a nice 43% right there. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Martinez says, TIRX already gave me a weekly goal, and then some. Going to sit back for the rest of the week and take it slow. Waiting to sell my position. Thing is looking real strong, up 40%. Put my whole account in it. All right, let's take a look at TIRX then. TIRX, let's take a look at it. All right, right now, as of now, TIRX is curling its way on up. Right now. Boom, right there. All right, but does have a bit of a double top right over Nya. All right, so it does have that going on right there. That's what it's got going on so far. TIRX is moving up. It's Qianruijiang, which sounds like a Chinese stock if I ever heard one. So it's one of those stocks where the Chinese stocks, they tend to be pumpy and dumpy in my opinion, just my opinion, but that's just me. They tend to go up nice and high sometimes and then pull back immensely. But as of now, TIRX is up 160%. It is up a nice 160%, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, I'll give it credit where credit's due. It does pretty well for itself there. All right. Alex says if it hits 0.105, I got to bounce so I could take profit before it tanks. Well, yeah. Hey, look, if it does that, do your thing. Yeah. Do what you do. Do what you do, man. As long as you make a profit. Really, But, as for me, it's one of those things which is China stock. I personally don't trust it. It is up a nice 161%. I will give it credit there. It's going up nicely. 163%, 164%. Yep, it's moving up quite nicely, though. I will give it that. I will give TIRX that. TIRX up 166%. 166%. All right. Has that going on, ladies and gentlemen. Has that going on. All right. Let's see. 1 second. Yeah. TIRX is up a nice 166%. As of now, has that pullback going on there, that double top right there. I'm going to give it a bit of a descending wedge over here. A little bit of a descending wedge over here. Needs to break this descending wedge for it to really be schmexy to me. TIRX. All right. Again, China stock, so I don't necessarily trust it much. But TIRX needs to break the descending wedge. Bull reversal pattern. That's TIRX right there. TIRX. ACLX. Let's take a look at ACLX. See how that's doing. All right. ACLX has some chop to it right here. I think that it had a merger, maybe, because this looks like the type of thing that would go on with a merger, where it shoots up like a rocket, but then kind of consolidates along the way. It seems like number one, it has Q4 earnings. It's a very expensive stock. Q4 earnings are unconfirmed for 11 days on Friday, March 6th, after the market closes. But I think it also probably had an acquisition or something like that. So, yep, it's just been bought out by Gilead. Gilead buys ACLX, which is the name of this company, to fast track next gen melanoma drug. All right. And yeah. As of now, that's what's got going on right there. It's being acquired. It's on an acquisition play. It's an acquisition play right there. So ACLX, as of now, is an acquisition play. So ACLX, expensive acquisition play. Expensive acquisition play. All right. As of now, that's what's got going on. Very expensive acquisition play. Consolidated along the VWAPA. There we go. But yeah, those acquisition plays tend to get consolidated. GETY. Let's take a look at GETY. GETY doesn't look like it has much in terms of the volume department. GETY has a float of 33 million, volume of 11 million, so it's got that going on right there. Looks like it's still it pulled back below the VWAP, but has since curled above it. Looks like it could potentially maybe be an ABCD pattern on low volume, but again, can't be too sure. GETY. Possible ABCD pattern on low volume. So we got that going on right there. Boom. All right, Alex says SGN is my other trade for the day, but I've been holding since Friday at 52 cents, trading on a Robinhood for that one, and it looks like it will break a high of day 26%. All right, there you go, Alex. There you go, man. All right, there we go. All right, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at SGN. SGN. All right, so SGN as of now is a 14 million float, 35 million volume. That's a good sign. That's very good. Up 27% as of now, 66 cents. All right. You've been holding it since 52 cents, meaning you are definitely making a profit because it went up to 66 cents right here. All right, let's take a look over here so far. Let's take a look. Bop, right there. All right. Had a bit of a pennant right here. All right, and then broke above it a little bit right over here. All right, made a bit of a descending wedge right over here, and then curled off that descending wedge right over here. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So SGN as of now. Can I have my glasses, by the way, DBM moms? Yes. Stealing my glasses. Give me a second. DBM moms, can you give me a wipe for the glasses real quick? Because the glasses are... Yeah. Yes. Good. There, so I could get So I could wipe off the glasses real quick because the lenses sometimes get like a little messy. You know, sometimes it just be like that. You know how it is. And sometimes like things like dust or something like that will get on there. Give me a second. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. 1 second. Let me just get my lens wipes. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. All right. Nice. Excellent. There we go. Thank you, DBO Moms. Yes. There we go. All right. There we go. There we are. Okay. There we go. All right. We're good. Okay. All right. SGN. Curling slightly off the descending wedge. All right, that's what we got with SGN. It's curling slightly off that descending wedge. So that's what we got going on right there. It's up 26%. 26%. So it's got that going on right there. It is still above the VWAP. That's good. But it does have some indecisive wicks from time to time. So we got that as well. So, yeah, we got that as well right there. Boom, right there. Doing its thing. Okay. So, SGN as of now, up 26%. Up 26%. And yeah, that's what it's doing right there. All right. So, VNDA. VNDA, let's take a look at VNDA. See how it's doing. VNDA doesn't look like it's holding that pennant too well. Does not look like it's holding the pennant too well. So, we'll see what goes on there. But right now, VNDA does not look like it's holding that pennant. Needs to stay above the pennant right there and needs to break through the VWAPA. VNDA needs to stay above the pennant and break the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. VNDA. Let's get a look at GETY again. GETY still on the track of that ABCD pattern right there that we got for it. But again, it's got low volume, so hopefully it can stay on that track. Needs to remain friends with the trend for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. GETY needs to remain friends with the trend. That's what it needs to do right there. That's what it needs to do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at VHUB, VHUB. Let's take a look over here. VHUB looks like it has an unknown float. Volume is 5 million. And it looks like it is on a downtrend right now. Plus a little bit of consolidation there below the VWAP. Needs to break that consolidation and downtrend as well as the VWAP for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. That's what it needs to do right there. VHUB needs to break the downtrend and consolidation as well as the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right. EHAB, EHAB. Let's take a look at EHAB. All right. Again, this looks like another acquisition play right here. Has some Q4 earnings confirmed in 9 days from now on March 4th, Wednesday, after the market close. So it's got that going on right there. Again, shot up like a rocket, but now seems to have kind of consolidated just above the VWAP right here. I bet it's an acquisition play, and it is. Inhabit to be acquired by Kinderhook Industries for $1.1 billion. Wow, that's a lot of money. All right, so EHAB, another acquisition play right here, consolidated along the VWAP. EHAB acquisition play consolidated along the VWAPA. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. So, yeah, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at VNDA. VNDA VNDA VNDA. Yes, 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 yes. Hold on one second. VNDA still needs to break that VWAP and hold above that pennant. VNDA still needs to break the VWAPA and the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see here. Let's see what other stonks we got over here. What other stonks do we have? Let's see. Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me see. All right. All right. There we go. Hold on. Let's check what we got going on here. All right. So, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got going on. Somebody requested BATL. BATL. All right, let's take a look at BATL here. BATL. Very choppy here. Very, very choppy. Not looking too schmexy, this stock. Not looking too schmexy. Has a pennant right here. And you could say, well, maybe it's just breaking out a little bit, but not really. It's not. It's really not. Like it's curling off the pennant slightly on little to no volume. I could tell just by looking at it. Float is 3.5 million. Volume is 363.8 thousand. So as of now, not looking too schmexy to me. Does it have any news? Any news at all? No. No news. So as of now, BATL not looking too schmexy right now. And it looks like it's even dropping down. It's dropping back down now. Yep. BATL needs to break above that pennant, but really it needs a lot of volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. BATL, very choppy with low volume. Needs to break the pennant for it to be so much schmexy to me. I'm surprised it's even above the VWAP right now. So, yeesh, we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens there. But BATL, not schmexy. Not schmexy to me. VNDA, let's take a look at VNDA. How's VNDA holding up? VNDA had a nice curl just now. Nice curl off the pennant. So that's good right there. Broke the VWAP as well. That's good. VNDA. Bada binga. Bada binga 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 right there. VNDA. VNDA curled up and broke the pennant and the VWAPA. All right, that's excellent. Needs to keep going though. Has a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails, ladies and gentlemen. We like the bottom tails. So we'll see what happens there. We shall see. We shall see. All right.
All about the bottom.
Tail.
Bottom.
All right. Somebody requested TIRX. TIRX. Let's see how it's doing. TIRX. Needs to really break that descending wedge. TIRX needs to break that descending wedge right there. Currently up 11 cents right now, 152%. Not as high as it was. Needs to break that descending wedge as well as the double top for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. So TIRX needs to break the descending wedge, and the double top for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the 300, 300, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. Let's get the 300, 300, 300. Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get to 300. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Let's take a look at ASST. ASST low volume. Needs more volume for it to be schmexy and stay above that VWAP. ASST needs more volume to stay above the VWAP. And alright, just to stay above that VWAP right there, ASST. Let's take a look at BYND. BYND. Let's see how that's going right there. Let's see. BYND as of now on a bit of a downtrend on low volume as well. BYND. Unconfirmed Q4 earnings in 11 days from now on March 6th, Friday, after the market close. So it's got that going on right there. BYND needs volume to break the downtrend and the VWAPA. There we go. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going on. Let's get to 300, 300, 300, 300. All right. Come on now. Let's get it. Let's get it there. All right. Let's see what else we got. OPEN. Also kind of choppy uptrend going on there. Broke above the VWAP though. OPEN. Choppy uptrend. Needs more volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 400. 400. Come on now. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Let's take a look at GETY. GETY. All right. As of now, GETY forming a bit of a double top right over here. Double top right over here. Bot right there. So there we go. GETY as of now forming a bit of a double top. Needs to break that double top right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. GETY needs to break the double top and keep climbing as of now. That's what it needs to do right there. That's what it needs to do right there. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. 1 second. All right. All right. In the meantime, let's see. Oh, consistency. Hello. All right. He asked for TTD. TTD. Let's take a look at TTD. All right. TTD as of now, very, very choppy. Again, a lot of indecisive wicks over here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. Not looking too schmexy there. Has a conference call scheduled in 2 days at 5 p.m. and Q4 earnings confirmed in 2 days from now on Wednesday, February 25th after the market close. So it's got that going on right there. TTD, very choppy though. Needs a lot of volume. Very choppy. And needs a lot of volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look over here. Let's see here. Somebody requested TIRX again. Let's take a look at TIRX. As of now, moving downward, needs to break above that descending wedge. Actually, kind of consolidating a little bit. TIRX consolidating. Needs to break above the descending wedge. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, let's get a share party going. Let's get the 500, 500, 500, 500. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see here. Somebody requested IBRX. IBRX is on an uptrend right now. On the uptrend. But looks like it's forming a bit of a double top right here. Let's see. Let's see what it's got going on there. IBRX up 11%. Has Q4 earnings that were released today before the market opened. So it's got that going on right there. Needs to break the double top. Was on a bit of an uptrend before. We'll see what happens there, ladies and gentlemen. IBRX, as of now, needs to break the double top and remain friends with the trend. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at ACLX. ACLX. Still consolidated. Still consolidated. It is an acquisition play after all, and a very expensive one at that. ACLX. Acquisition play. Needs to break consolidation and the VWAPA. There we go. For it to be so much maxi to mya. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Hold on just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just a second. All right. Let's see here. SPN, or SGN, excuse me, SGN. Let's see how that's doing right now. SGN currently moving its way on down right here. Need to get rid of this circle here for a sec. Looks like it's moving its way on down right now, falling below the VWAPA. Below the VWAPA, ladies and gentlemen. SGN all of a sudden dropped down. I can't even say it's like it's not a descending wedge, it's just a downtrend. Now SGN needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA to be somewhat maxi to mya. There we go. All right. TIRX curling off the descending wedge now a little bit. Look at that right there. It's curling off slightly above the descending wedge. TIRX. There we go. Curling off the descending wedge. There we go. There we go. There we go. Needs to break the double top as well. For it to be somewhat schmexy to mya, needs to break that double top. There we go. All right. All right. So it's got that going on right there. That's what's got going on. All right. Let's take a look here. Somebody requested DTCK. DTCK. Choppy. Low volume. Indecisive works here, 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 and here. DTCK down 1%. Low volume and needs to break the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. All right. Somebody requested CDIO. CDIO. Let's see here. Kind of. How do I put it? Gappy. Little bit of gappiness and not a lot of volume. I can tell just by looking at it. CDIO needs volume to break the downtrend and break the VWAP. So CDIO needs volume to break the downtrend and the VWAPA. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1 sec there. All right. Yes. All right. Let's take a look at VNDA. VNDA. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 700. 700, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. All right. All right. All right. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 sec. 1 sec. 1 sec. 1 sec. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Let's take a look here. Man. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. 1 second, ladies and gents. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's take a look at VHub. VHub. Let's take a look at VHub, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got going on there. VHub. Still needs to really break that downtrend still. Needs more volume to break that downtrend VHub. VHUB needs more volume to break the downtrend right there. and become somewhat schmaxy to me, hopefully. Yeesh. Let's see what else we got here. What other stunks we got today? Let's see. All right. Somebody requested IBRX. IBRX has news that Immunity Bio shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 financial results, and their earnings were released today before the market opened. So that's what we got going on for IBRX. IBRX, again, had a bit of an uptrend, was going nice until, double top happened. All right. And the thing is, it still needs to break that double top, IBRX. So IBRX, as of now, still needs to break the double top to remain friends with the trend. There we go. That's what's got going on right there. That's what we got going on. Let's get the share party going. Let's get to 800. 800, 800, 800. Come on now. Be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We're just made different. And the early bird gets the cash.
Early bird.
Early bird.
It's like the early special.
Yeah, early bird special.
It's the special.
Yes, the special. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, let's see what else we got here. Somebody requested BATL. BATL. All right. BATL. All right. Look over here. All right. Needs to break that descending wedge right there and hopefully maybe curl up, but BATL is up 0.68%. So BATL needs to break the descending wedge. The wedge. I accidentally put 2 E's instead of 1. The wedge. Wah, Luigi time. Wah. It needs to break the descending wedge. The wedge. Wah. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's a wah, Luigi time. All right. BATL needs to break the descending wedge right there. Needs to break the descending wedge. All right. So, BATL needs to break that descending wedge right there. All right. Let's see about TIRX. TIRX. All right. TIRX looks like it's curling back down a little bit too. Needs to break its little descending wedge right over here for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. TIRX. All right. There we go. So TIRX, as of now, needs to break the descending wedge and the little double top there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. TIRX needs... Oh, hold on. Let me put this here. Needs to break another descending wedge and the double top right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Let's take a look over here. Let's see how IBRX is holding up. IBRX. All right, good. Broke above that double top right there and is on its way upward. Again, is trading higher after the Company reported better than expected Q4 financial results, up 13%. So it's got that going on. IBRX broke the double top. Moving on up. There we go. There we go. All right. SGN. Let's see how SGN is doing. Because somebody requested SGN. Looks like it's trying to curl, but it's still below the VWAP. SGN trying to curl, but still below the VWAP there. All right, there we go. Somebody requested TIRX. TIRX. Let's see. TIRX still needs to break the descending wedge. Let's see. TIRX still needs to break the descending wedge. All right, give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, let's see here. There we go. Let's see. All right. Let's take a look back at SGN. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a look at ACLX again. Still consolidated. ACLX still consolidated. ACLX still consolidated. All right, let's see what else. VNDA. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Just gotta get the stretching. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, ooh. Yes. All right. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1,000. 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes, I would like some orange juice. Yes. Yes, a little pick me up right there. Had a little bit of stretch right there. A little percolation.
Little perka.
Percolation. Yes. So, that's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Go and get some orange juice, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Give me 1 sec. All right.
Let's get it.
Let's take a look here at this thing that was requested. EZRA. Somebody requested EZRA. Okay, so EZRA as of now has a bit of a pennant going up over here. All right, little bit of a pennant here. And then curled on up, went back down. And needs to break the descending wedge right there, as well as the VWAPA. So, as of now, EZRA needs to break the descending wedge and the VWAPA. There we go. All right. has unconfirmed earnings due in 14 days on Monday, March 9th, even after market close. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right. There we go. Let's get it done. Let's get her done right there. All right. So, let's see about AIDX. Somebody requested AIDX. AIDX, let's see here. Not looking schmexy. Downtrend. Needs to break the VWAPA. Needs to break the VWAPA over here. Oh, thank you, DBO Moms. Hold on 1 second. Ooh! That's that stuff. Ooh! Thank you for that, OJ. Ooh-wee! AIDX needs to break the downtrend and the VWAPA for it to be so much maxi to mya. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1100. 1100. Let's get to 1100. Yes. Let us get to 1100. Ooh, let's get it. On 1 second. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. So let's see what next stock's going to be. Hold on. Oh, Night Rogue. He says VNDA, please. VNDA. All right. Let's take a look at VNDA. VNDA. Let's take a look here. VNDA on the uptrend here. Had a bit of a pennant earlier. Has news that Vanda Pharmaceuticals shares are trading higher after the company announced FDA approval for Byzanti tablets. All right, so had a bit of a pennant over here and then curled off that pennant right here and now looks to be doing its thing right here. So VNDA, as of now, has news of FDA approval. VNDA. FDA approval news. Curling off. Oh, hold on. Curling off the pennant. So there we go. That's what we got going on right there. Boom. There we go. There we go. VNDA has a 57 million float, which is a bit heavy. Volume is only 7 million, so we got that going on right there. Low volume, heavy float. We'll see what goes on. Tell you one thing though, it needs to remain friends with the trend. It needs to remain friends with the trend, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. 1 second. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. All right. All right. Let's see here. IBRX. Somebody requested it. IBRX. IBRX. Let's see here. Needs to break the descending wedge over here. Okay. Has a bit of a descending wedge going on right there. IBRX needs to break that. IBRX needs to break that. We are 10 minutes away from the bell. The bell. It deafens me. Eee. needs to break the descending wedge right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right. There we are. All right. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Hold on, hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. All right. So, there we go. That's what we got going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's see. Requested, requested VNDA. All right, VNDA. Let's see how VNDA is doing now. VNDA. All right. Looks like it's curling back downward now a little bit. Has a bit of a pennant going on. Has a bit of a pennant right there. VNDA needs to break that pennant right there. Needs to break that pennant. VNDA needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see here. All right. Hold on 1 second. No, I'm just getting the things over here. Yeah, give me 1 second. Yes. All right. Somebody requested TIRX. We're getting the requests and stuff like that. So TIRX. Needs to break the pennant right here still. Needs to still break that pennant right there. TIRX. TIRX still needs to break the pennant for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Somebody requested VNDA, please. VNDA. Let's take a look. VNDA. All right. VNDA. Vanda Pharmaceuticals shares are trading higher after the company announced FDA approval for Byzanti tablets. All right. So we got that going on right there. All right. VNDA still needs to break this pennant right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Yes. Still needs to break that pennant though. All right. That's what it needs to do right there. VNDA needs to break the pennant right here. It is above the VWAP, but needs to break that pennant. So we got that going on right there. All right. So VNDA needs to break the pennant over here. Matter of fact, let's get some support and resistance lines for it. Let's see. All right. Let's see. So let's see here. Let's get the support lines over here. Support should be all the way down here. All right. Let's see here. So it's got support currently at 775, needs to break 823, and needs to break $9 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. But as of now, It is currently in a pennant, so it needs to break above that pennant and needs to break above that resistance line. Hold on, stand by over here. Needs to break that resistance line at $8.23 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me, but other than that, meh. As of now, still needs to break that pennant and needs to break the resistance line for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Again, it's currently $8.07. Has to go to $8.23 if it wants to be even remotely interesting or test that high a day. All right, but right now VNDA is basically below that 823 mark. So, we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens. VNDA needs to break out of above the pennant and break that resistance line. Yeesh. There we go. All right. So, as of now, VNDA, that's what they got going on, folks. That is what they got going on. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1400. 1400. We are just 4 minutes away from the bell. The bell.
The bell, it deafens me.
It deafens me. All right. Let's get it.
Doubles. I
Mm.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It's funny, doubles. It's funny.
Yes, sir.
You funny, bro.
Yes, sir.
You funny, bro.
Yeah. All right. Funny how? Funny how? How am I funny? Funny how? Eh.
You gotta humor me.
Mm-hmm.
You're humoring me.
Yeesh.
You're humoring
Somebody
me.
requested IBRX. All right, let's take a look at IBRX. All right. So IBRX currently trying to curl off that descending wedge. Little bit of a curl, tiny one. We'll see what goes on. Again, Immunity Bio shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 financial results. So IBRX right now is trying to curl a little bit off that descending wedge right there. IBRX curling above the descending wedge. There we go. So, I mean, it's got that going on for it. That's what it's got going on right there. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. Somebody requested EZRA. Actually, hold on. ALUR seems to be moving. ALUR seems to be moving. ALUR 64% and climbing a little bit. ALUR has 9 million float, 18 million volume, so the volume is twice as much as the float. That's good. ALUR climbing up 60%, 64% right there. Let's see what we got going on. ALUR. Let's take a look at the news for it. Let's take a look at the news. Allurion Technologies announces FDA approves Allurion gastric balloon system application. So they just got FDA approval. They got a general corporate statement in the form of a Form 8 as well as US FDA approval. So that's good. That's excellent news. So ALUR, yesh. ALUR climbing. Slowly but surely, volume has become 19 million. So yeah, it's going up.
The bell in 25 seconds.
The bell.
25
25 seconds right there. 25 seconds. Yes, sir. Yeah, see? All right, there we go. Hold on 1 second. All right. The bell make the ringy dingy, it made the wee woo, yes, sir. All right. Let's see how it's doing. Let's see how it's doing. All right. Give me 1 second right there. Let's take a look at the bell. Alex says TIRX moving. Let's see how TIRX is doing. TIRX curling up, but forming a double top. Double top. Oh, no. Ooh, pulled back. TIRX pulled back. Pulled back. Ooh. Ooh. So TIRX, as of now, TIRX pushing back downward. TIRX pulling back off the double top right there. Needs to break that downtrend there, TIRX. All right, TNDM. Let's see how TNDM is doing. TNDM. Choppy, choppy, choppy. A lot of chop over here. Choppiness over here. A lot of choppiness over here and over here. Not nice. So TNDM.
IDRX moving.
Yes, hold on.
Ever so slightly.
Yes.
Ever so gently.
What is it?
A little bit.
What is it?
IBRX.
IBRX.
Not that much, just 16%.
Yeah, it's just curling though. Little curl is going on there. Curl. Curly Q, you know, a little curly Q. Never hurt nobody. Immunity Bio shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q4 financial results. Bless you, DVL moms. Bless you. Yes. All right. IBRX. Curling. Moving upwards. Boom. Right there. All right. ATLN. How's it doing? Okay. Choppy, choppy, choppy. No. ATLN, choppy, low volume. 35 million float, 92,000 volume. ATLN, choppy, needs more volume. Let's get this share party going. Let's get the 1500. 1500, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Toby Schmexy, Tonya. ALUR. Still on the uptrend there. ALUR broke above the VWAP and is still on that uptrend. ALUR broke the VWAP and is still on the uptrend. There we go. Boom. Right there. All right. Alrighty. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Let me check the requests. Let's see. All right. Somebody requested GETY. GETY. Let's see about GETY. All right. GETY as of now. Getty Images stocks are trading higher after the company announced it received clearance from the DOJ for the merger with Shutterstock. All right. So it's got that going on right there. All right. Has a pennant going on over here along the VWAP. So it's a little bit consolidated along the VWAP. Needs to break the pennant. GETY. Merger news. Needs to break the consolidation along the VWAPA and the pennant right there for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Yeesh. Yes, VNDA. All right, looks like VNDA made a descending wedge and started curling its way on upward. VNDA. Oh my. Curling up like a rocket right now. Major price spike off the descending wedge. VNDA. Major price spike off the descending wedge. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. SGN moving. SGN moving. Moving. All right, moving its way on up right now. SGN broke the VWAP. Choppy, though. SGN on a choppy uptrend. Broke the VWAPA. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. Let's get a share party going. Let's get to 1700. 1700. Come on now. There we go. Somebody requested ALUR. ALUR. Let's take a look over here. Let's see. All right. So, ALUR, as of now, pulling back below the VWAPA. Not looking too schmexy to me. Not looking too schmexy as of now. Needs to break the pennant. Pulling below the VWAPA right now. ALUR. ALUR. Pulling back below the VWAPA. So it's got that going on right there. All right. All right. Let's take a look at open. OPEN. Let's take a look at OPEN real quick. Let's see how it's doing. OPEN price spike on low volume. Formed a double top right over MIA. All right. Down 1.6%. OPEN. Very low volume. Pulling back off the double top. All right. So we got that going on right there. That's what they got going on right there. All right. Let's take a look at BATL. Somebody requested it. BATL. All right. BATL curled up a little bit. All right. BATL needs to break the pennant. BATL needs to break that pennant. Still needs to break the pennant and needs to break the VWAPA. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it for me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. And when you get the private Discord, you gain access to all sorts of amazing things. Like, for example, you gain access to our wonderful chat with all of our amazing indelibles, where basically we talk, we like to share ideas, share thought processes, etc. It's basically a nice educational community where you can interact and basically, get thoughts, get the thoughts of other people and stuff like that, and interact with your fellow trader, your peers, if you will. You know what I mean? And it's a wonderful place to be. Everybody's very constructive. They like to give constructive criticism and also help each other grow, help grow themselves, develop themselves, help each other grow, and it's an amazing place to be. You also gain access to the amazing Market Mover scanner, as well as other scanners there. The Market Mover scanner being this scanner on the left side of the screen right here. You get access to this wonderful scanner, which shows you the ticker, price, volume, and float, as well as the change in percentage for the stock, whether it's moving up or down, as well as the time in which it was scanned, and hyperlinks to the stocks that are currently being looked at. So that way all you have to do is just click a button and you get access to the chart, you get access to the news, and all sorts of other amazing stuff there. All sorts of other amazing information pertaining to the stock. You also get access to our newsroom, which basically gives you a little synopsis on articles that are coming out of the stock market right now, as well as a hyperlink to read the full article, and also the ticker that is affiliated with the news within said article, and the hyperlink to that ticker. So all you have to do is just click on it, and you get all the information of that stock at the tip of your fingers, the chart, the news, etc. All right? All that cool stuff. And to top it off, you get access to our wonderful stock ticker tape, which basically shows all the stocks that are actively moving right then and there that we're keeping an eye on, as well as hyperlinks to those stocks right there so you can do your research. It's an amazing research tool, ladies and gentlemen. It's an amazing research tool. And if you act on the wonderful Wealth Builders content right there, the Wealth Builders subscription, you get access to everything I just mentioned and more, ladies and gentlemen. You gain access to exclusive Wealth Builders chat with an exclusive line directly to Coach Nick Money and myself. You gain access to an exclusive Coach Nick Money scanners for the Wealth Builders. You get Wealth Builders exclusive scanners. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You do. You also get access to exclusive Wealth Builders content, like, for example, you get access to behind-the-scenes footage. You get access to behind-the-scenes content. You get access to our 500-plus video course that shows how we trade and what works best for us, and all the things that we've basically accumulated and learned over the years. All of our archives in terms of alert archives that we got, and so much more, ladies and gentlemen. So much more. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check that link. Link to join us in the description down below. Be sure to check it out. And be sure to check us out on our YouTube at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots of live streaming, stock reviews, stock analysis, long form and short form videos. All right. You also get access to our, you can check out our X at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, where we do lots and lots of stock reviews and stock analysis there as well. You can find us on our Twitch at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money, you can find us there as well, where we do lots of live streaming. You can find us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money. At Coaching Money. Yes, and money. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, you can also check out our, what am I missing? TikTok?
Yeah.
TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks. At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So we got that going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we got going on. So much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. We'll see you at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Power Plays, which is a wonderful show hosted by the legend himself, Coach Nick Money, as he basically traverses the stock market and searches for parabolics. Yes. Searches for the parabolics. All right, searches for the stocks that are going to run during the power hour. You know, he does a little bit of investigation, a little bit of analysis, gives his honest opinion on the stocks, and then from there, what he does is a little something called playing Fortnite, letting the stocks simmer on high heat, and then, you know, just do his thing. Yes. Let's just start simmer on high heat and then get some dubs for the community, ladies and gentlemen. Some dubs for the community. So, yeah, be sure to check that out. That's going to be live on our YouTube, Twitch, and our X.com, a.k.a. Twitter, at Coaching Money. At Coach Nick Money, ladies and gentlemen. So, be sure to check that out. Much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. It's Double Nicks. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Power Plays. And I'm here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to regular ski. Other times she gets shot out the cannon and she goes, whee! Other times she likes to go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. And yeah. Other times she likes to go and into the stock market and find them ABCDs. We call her Deviant Moms. Hey! And my voice cracked a little bit there. So that was fun. All right, so much love. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Power.